Hi-ho, fellow armchair Imagineers! Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to... Oh, shit. Wow. Wow. What am I even reading?
Did you have a wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah, I'm having an intro malfunction, apparently, because I'm reading, like, two different things here.
Well, pick the right one.
That's right, it's ABC's modern meta take on the Muppets. Am I right?
Yes, and what episode were you going to talk about today?
Oh, dear God. Can we just start over? Just start over.
All right.
Let's just start over. Seriously, this is bad. And I hear my voice in the background, so I don't know if you can do anything about that. Turn your volume down or anything. But, okay. I'm terribly sorry, folks. This is awful. Hi-ho, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And that's right. It's... Wait. Are you sure you don't have anything?
You have to tell us what we're talking about before I can jump in.
Oh, my God. That's right. It's ABC's modern meta take on the Muppets. And tonight, we're talking about episode 12, A Tail of Two Piggies.
So, Tiki, why don't we get things started?
On the most sensational,
celebrational,
Muppetational, this is what we call
a Muppet Show
Again. Okay, so I'm reading my intro right here, and it's like Tiki here, and it's like, that's right, ABC's modern meta take on the Muppets. That's like literally my whole line. There's nothing else there.
Well, I don't think we should go over it now.
It seems kind of incomplete.
Obviously, something's missing. We don't have time to go over it.
Yeah, obviously something's missing here. Like, obviously have the wrong notes pulled up. Anyways, folks, Jesus Christ. It's been so long since we've talked about this show, and now we start with that. Well, hey, with the Muppets, it's like you can always be like, oh, we meant to do it that way, because in the Muppets, things are always falling apart. Hi, Jinx!
Yeah. It went perfectly, number 2.
Oh, God. All right, BlueDragonFive, we took a week off from the Muppets because of all the hype surrounding Deadpool. And now we come back with an episode that I know you weren't very high on. I wasn't very high on either, but to tell you the truth, we'll jump right into it. But after rewatching it, I at least thought there were some very clever gags throughout this episode. I thought, you know, there were some pros and cons.
I found a few redeeming qualities, but overall, it's not. We'll get into it.
All right, so how do we start, BlueDragonFive?
Okay, we start at the Zootopia premiere, which I was so happy with that tie-in right off the bat. Like, all right, Zootopia.
When's that movie coming out? Like March?
March, yeah, but the first week of March, if I'm right.
Okay. We got to keep an eye out for that too.
So they're at the Zootopia premiere, like any celebrity venue. The stars walking the red carpet, just kind of promoted that they're going to see it, and or just kind of randomly promoting it. You know, Hollywood works a little all over the place. So Piggy's exhausted. She keeps going to all these premiere events, and this red carpet premiere, Deadly's is getting her ready, getting her primed and dressed to walk the red carpet. You know, show it's kind of the equivalent to an Oscar, to a kind of a regular Oscars of sorts. You know, kind of like a monthly Oscars. Or
any sort of award ceremony or anything like that. They have a lot of these types of events in Hollywood. It's basically a premiere.
It's basically what it is. I mean, especially for someone who's kind of representative of Disney in the Muppets case.
Of course. I really hope the Muppets actually are at the Zootopia premiere.
Well, you know, they were at other Disney film premieres, like Pirates of the Caribbean. They were there, so I assume maybe.
Cool.
I don't know. Maybe
I was tipped there because I think it was in Muppet Treasure Island.
Okay, so that points out a red carpet premiere for Zootopia, and Deadly's getting her ready. Like the Oscars, like any award show, what you're wearing is very important. To quote the dearly departed Joan Rivers. What are you wearing? So Piggy wearing, and I kind of knew where this is going to, aside from just the description we were given of, okay, there was going to be a wardrobe malfunction of some kind, but I love the reference here that the dress Piggy is wearing is Sofia Vergara's dress when she had her wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, okay. That would have gone totally over my head.
And essentially what happens is kind of based on the exact kind of issue with the dress itself, as I was kind of towards, well, we'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
So bonus, she's dressed in kind of a Sofia Vergara wardrobe malfunctioning dress. Apparently Piggy's been preparing for this for weeks. Came like Kermit gets his collar fixed because she's been preparing for weeks. She's had her eyebrows freeze. She's had chemical peels and even waterboarding because it's kind of
very dark, very dark. I told my waterboard just everything.
And Kermit is a little talking head here where he says, it's his job just to smile. And by the way, I want to say Kermit the Frog pulls off the tuxedo very well.
He does.
When he decks out for an event, he looks really classy. So he's just I'm just here to smile and nod, and Piggy's rubbing elbows with other celebrities and other notable people. It's good for the show. And
speaking of classy.
Yeah, so then we have the beloved, the breakout star, the Fonzie of the Muppets.
Yes, he absolutely is.
Uncle Deadly, and getting Piggy ready. He mentions very, because again, you got to remember, the wardrobe people live for this sort of thing. We've built Deadly up now for he is the wardrobe guy. He's the specialist. He's the personal assistant. That's what Deadly is. He's a fashion consultant. He's all of that. And he says, remember, when you're on the carpet, say it's Uncle by Deadly.
By Deadly.
Uncle by Deadly.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
And remember, turn, peek, pop. Then Piggy takes a huge, she's like, then she takes a big old breath, and Kermit's wondering what she's doing. Well, I have to hold my breath for 2 hours. And they, okay, I love the Muppetry on this.
Turn, peek, pop. Turn, peek, pop.
Now the Muppetry on Pig is really good this episode. Seriously, there's the little facial expression, especially in a scene later on. They're really just kind of getting the funny. We get the funny side of that here. We get the kind of just so human interaction that later on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so anyway, they're off to the carpet. Okay, Piggy, it's time to go there. All goes well. Uncle, will you do it?
Oh, I'm with Uncle by Deadly.
Deadly's happy. Everything's going well until
the pop goes a little too literal.
So the Sofia Vergara thing, I don't know if it was the Oscars, but it was some event where some award show. It might have been the Emmys. Because for Modern Family, I assume. Her pop was in the back scene of the dress, and she wasn't going commando or anything. She didn't pull a surrender move like Deadpool did, but she.
Look away, child.
Look away, child. Sorry, I'm still coasting on unhappiness. But one is Sofia Vergara.
Going to be our Gallivant.
For a while, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, point is, Sofia Vergara, her dress kind of split in the back, and you got to see kind of her assets, so to speak. Very nice assets, I must say myself, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yes.
Point is, okay, so Peggy does that, and aside from seeing that, we see something we've never ever seen with Miss Piggy, which is a little hard to grasp onto. Well, no pun intended. A little hard to grasp this episode. Her tail comes out because she is a pig after all, and she has a curly tail, which apparently is very offensive and a big no-no on the red carpet. And basically, the Muppet newscasters are right there just to jump on her case. It is a Muppet News Flash.
I thought that was a perfect way to bring back in the Muppet News, man. That had me laughing.
I'll give you that. I love how they did bring back the Muppet News. Every bad moment. So the Muppet newscaster's there, and she panics. You didn't see that, right? Well, you help me out here.
Oh, you didn't see that, did you?
And then we have Uncle Deadly. I love this line though. He says,
yeah.
She's wearing the Vera Wang collection.
I assume that's Sofia Vergara's stylist.
Well, I have no idea on that one. I don't know the specifics of it. I'm just saying. I just remember it was on Hollywood Babylon. That's why I know what happened there, because they talk about all the Hollywood funniness. Anyway, so point is, she's wearing Vera Wang. Is Lois just trying to instantly pawn off? She just said Uncle by Deadly.
Right.
So obviously he's under the bus, but now he's just trying to save some face. Okay, of course we get our opening, and the staff's reading the paper, which Piggy's.
The paper, it's printed on the computer, printed on some weird paper.
So now the staff's definitely informed of what went on, and they're all talking about kind of the pigtail, and Chip mentions he also had a tail, and he wears it around his neck, which is really creepy.
I keep it close to me so that when I'm reincarnated, I'll be whole.
Stop that!
Carl just perfectly timed. Put that away!
Yeah, Big Mean Carl.
Okay, you know what? Big Mean Carl and Big Mean Carla, Jesus Christ, that provided some comedy gold, if anything.
Do you think there's like a subtle thing on where Big Mean Carl's just pulling kind of a Bates Motel where he's just becoming Big Mean Carla?
Oh dear God, another Bates Motel time.
Just saying.
Well, let's put a pin in that and discuss it more when we get to Carla.
Okay. Anyways, let's see. So again, they're all reading the paper. Jim's mentioned some weird stuff. Kermit comes on. He's just preparing them all. Look, guys, this event's been talked about on The View, Howard Stern. Everyone's talking about it, so I don't think you need to see it here. So you get rid of the paper, and they get rid of the paper in kind of classic Muppets fashion. Which, given a little detail we have a little late in the episode, I was a little concerned for a moment until it was shown not to be the case. But Scooter is get rid of the paper. And Big Man Carl says, he eats Scooter.
Yes.
Let's just say I was a little worried that based on the line there, I mean, we know he's going to come back, but part of me was a little worried, like, oh man, what if he has to come back?
Like, after all that development with Scooter, they just kill him off. Just like that.
I was saying, if they didn't have that line later on, I was like, oh god.
Right.
Let's say so. Paper's been gotten rid of, and then here's legitimately probably one of my favorite elements of this episode. I love.
How could it not be? How could it not be? This is
as always.
This is essentially Sam Eagle's like equivalent to his role in Muppet Treasure Island throughout this movie. He's that level of awesome.
As always, we love Sam Eagle here. I mean, again, Uncle Deli steals the show; he can get the spin-off, but Sam Eagle, he's the backbone of the show. He's our John Ratzenberg. We need Sam Eagle.
I think Sam Eagle could be like the grumpy neighbor in the Uncle Deadly spinoff.
Oh my God, yes, that'd be so perfect.
Deadly, you are so weird. You are a weirdo, Deadly.
He's just like,
what
oh
you
god,
do is not patriotic.
oh my god, I know what he is. He'd be his Tom Poston from Mork and Mindy. He'd be kind of the grumpy but with a heart of gold neighbor who like stops by. And Robin Williams would be kind of our Uncle Deadly.
Oh dear.
Okay, anyway, so references 70s TV aside, 70s kind of based show in many respects. Point Sam Eagle says, Yolanda tells Kermit, oh, Sam's steamed. He's got steam coming out of his ears, and we see Sam Eagle for a moment. Steam, kind of Steve Martin style, oddly enough, which is pretty funny. Steam coming from both sides of his ear, and he moves away from the humidifier. But he's still very angry, though. So basically,
I'm still holding my breath for that Steve Martin cameo we laid out a few episodes ago.
Well, you know what? If we're gonna get the Steve Martin, I'll bet you it's gonna be at the end of the season. If it's gonna be there,
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so point is, Samuel, him being the broadcast standards and practices, a member of the Muppet crew, he's bringing up that there are complaints by the censors and from. Basically, complaints from the sponsors and the viewers saying, the pigtail incident's really not run the right way.
Leave the tail, Kermit. Oh, I believe you know the answer to that question.
You're not taking this seriously. I love that bit. I just love Sam Eagle's losing. It's like, you're not taking this. That's not helping. So again, I just love Sam Eagle just being kind of the consummate bureaucrat and just kind of the guy just trying to appease the network. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, this is a real issue. And yeah, I love it satiring at the same time. See, the episode does this thing. It's trying to satire something. And I think Sam Eagle's doing this the right way, but the rest of it kind of goes too far, too seriously without the comedy,
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
But I think Sam Eagle's just because he's highlighting this is the real life absurd thing we have to go with censorship many times where there and this does actually it's a meta gag right here because the Muppet the first half of this season of the Muppets it had remember in the very beginning it had complaints by the 1 million mothers.
Oh dear.
And this is them poking fun at that, which I thought was very clever because you always have these stupid.
There's only 3 of them. Well, they like to round up, Kermit.
Yeah, it's the 1 Million Angry Parents Association.
I've got to go. Another parrot just got here. But Sam, that's just the pizza guy.
Very funny. I mean, I just love that. And I love the fact, see, I told you they're uncomfortable. They literally have signs that say we're uncomfortable. That's
That's a great background.
That's what I'm saying. Is that Sam Eagle scene to me is like the best part of this episode. It's so clever. That's the way you do a satire, folks. That's how you do it perfectly. Like people just get obsessed over the wrong things. Okay. Anyway, so then we have a Groundhog Day celebration. In the writers' room going on. I love just there. If you're going to pair to Groundhog, if you're going to celebrate Groundhog Day, you have to celebrate one of the best representations of Groundhog Day, the Bill Murray.
Happy Groundhog Day! I'm sorry, go ahead.
Happy Groundhog Day! Happy Groundhog Day! Repeating the song, the Bill Murrays.
We keep saying it because we're like the Bill Murrays. Yeah.
And apparently our writing staff, they keep celebrating this just to kind of help Gonzo kind of work through some pain here because Camila walked out on him. We get some interesting Camila backstory with this episode. That's another strong point of this episode, the Camila stuff.
I think the Camilla stuff is what I'm going to look back on this episode for, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I'll give you that. For me, it's the Camilla and then the Samuel stuff, and of course,
and then just the brief but amazing things we get with Carla and Carl.
Oh well, yeah, sure. Yeah, just kind of basically our regular breakout good stuff. It's just kind of always there, like Ridley and Big Mean Carl related things.
Although I got to admit, I was very disappointed to not see Gloria Stefan.
Don't worry, I think we're gonna get some glorious.
You think so?
I keep thinking it's Gloria Stefan.
No, Dragon. It's Gloria Stefan.
I'm saying Gloria Stefan sounds so more out of left field. Okay, anyway, so basically we get some backstory in Camilla here. So we finally get some answers. We've been waiting for that first half for, and we finally got it. So Camilla walked out on Gonzo, and she was chicken because he was pushing for a relationship, and she ended up being chicken. And she was a chicken. I love the idea of a chicken having commitment issues, too. It just cracks.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
And it's odd, though, because, I mean, when you think about it in the context of all the stuff we've seen Camilla, I mean, do you think Gonzo was pushing for that? Well, it seemed like a marriage in the Muppets in 2011.
Okay, yeah, but here's where the fucked up continuity the Muppets gets in the way. Because remember, at the end of that movie, it was like, okay, we're done shooting the movie.
Yeah, I know. That's the interesting part.
Right.
Anyway.
Like, if anything, Muppets Most Wanted is, like, all more canon than the Muppets. It makes no sense. It really does.
And then, they make kind of the ultimate joke about chicken crossing the road. So, yeah, she just crossed the road. She kept on going. I just kept wondering why.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Gonzo was going through a box of her stuff, and he saw egg cozies, and, well, he was more egg cozies. So, for one of these, Gonzo's thinking of Camilla, a very important part of his life. We're feeling for Gonzo here. And then the guys suggest, well, you gotta get out of that apartment. And again, I like it they are genuinely trying to help Gonzo here, which is nice.
This is actually kind of one of the big things that's kind of rising to the top of the show for me is this whole Pepe, Rizzo, and Gonzo dynamic. I'm really starting to get into it.
And what's good about that too is because Rizzo had a really bad episode the first half of the season. He had a really terrible episode.
Remind me of what that was.
Well, I mean, his part in it was really terrible. The one where he ran in the Scooter's car, and he was just being a real douche about it.
I think that humor is kind of subjective. Points for subjectivity, Steven. I didn't mind it. I thought it was kind of funny, but
I gotta tell you, whenever you get a working print, I want an image of that so we can just kind of refer back to it. Okay.
What points for subjectivity?
I just want the chalkboard with the subjectivity on there.
I do have my printer back, but the question is, I guess I could probably freeze frame an image. All right. Well, I'll see.
We'll work on that, folks. We'll get our men in research and development on that one.
Or maybe if we literally get the whiteboard we're talking about, we can just have it up there always, just subjectivity 1.
Well, we'll see about that.
Or literally just keep a scoreboard for subjectivity once we have the whiteboard.
Okay, let's...
All right. I'm sorry.
Back to this. Okay, so point is that they are genuinely trying to help him, which is reflecting well on Rizzo's character, given that last time we saw him, he wasn't really that well represented. But here, point is, here they're genuinely trying to help him there. It's a good suggestion. Yeah, and you want to get out of the place to remind you of a big, painful moment of your life. It's apparently been on for a year or so now. And Rizzo mentions that, Big Mean Carl's sister sells houses. And there was one time she got a friend of Rizzo's an apartment or a house or something. And she was in a bidding war, and she ate the other guy alive, really. And says, oh, really? He says, no, I mean, she really ate the other guy alive, which made me really worried for Scooter for a moment. Like, oh,
yeah,
no.
Exactly. Do you think the show would go as far as to kill any of the Muppets?
Well, I know because...
Like one of the obscure side ones? Like kill Chip, for example? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying if they die by being eaten, I'm going to say no, because they get eaten all the time in the old Muppet Show and they end up being fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, even in the Muppets, all the trios, someone was getting eaten and they're fine.
Right.
But then again, we have had Muppet death. Remember, we've had singing, dancing vegetables get burned alive by the chef.
Oh, dear God. Oh, by the way, the Swedish chef, we haven't really seen him in this second half of the season.
Well, he was here.
He was?
He's in the background. He's there.
Okay, good to know he's in the background. All right. Just checking. Anyway.
Anyway, so moving on. So again, Big Man Carlos set up. Meanwhile, Peggy and Deadly. Peggy's just, I love what she's doing, kind of like her.
I'm humiliated, Deadly. It's chaos out there.
Yep.
My house is surrounded by cameras and questions and tiny acorns, Deadly.
Tiny acorns.
Oh, the plunge in the back line was my undoing. Piggy requires a steely mesh that's something equating to keeping boulders from rolling onto the highway.
I just love how dramatic, and he makes everything awesome. Just when he says, "The plunging backline was my undoing," it's just like saying, "Oh, I caused this war." That's what it sounds like. Uncle Deadly should have a guest spot on Game of Thrones. I don't watch that show, but I think it'd be good.
Oh, God. The Muppets should at least do a parody of Game of Thrones with Uncle Deadly at the very least.
Yeah, right when the New Zealand has his cameo in Walking Dead. Let's see what that happens.
Oh dear God! Oh jeez, Walking Dead got a little bit better.
I throw my boomerang fish at Rick Grimes, and he comes back to me.
I like how you actually know who Rick Grimes is.
That is literally only that and John Berthold. I don't know the actor's name.
All right.
That's all I know about that show. Aside from zombies, just in a really great-looking environment attacking people.
Yes, it's very great. It's very great. Anyways.
Okay, let's see. Back to this. So again.
Oh, Deadly! There's so much prejudice against a curly tail. I can't believe I have to down fact that, well, I'm a pig.
I love the way she says that too, by the way, because they're hinting on like a good subtext here at first, but then it keeps going with it when it shouldn't. But right here when they're just kind of addressing the message of the episode here, saying, well, women aren't perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Not just women, just anyone. You don't have to be perfect. You have to admit sometimes, what you are.
Exactly.
And she is a pig, and she's in denial of that.
But then the newsman comes on. Miss Piggy, we want a quick comment.
Oh, wait a second. Before that, I just wanted to mention, I love the line where Uncle Deadly points out, "You are aware your name is Miss Piggy." Well, I mean, yeah, sure, it's just that name. I mean, David Letterman doesn't work at a post office. That correct me. And then Muppet News, then the Muppet Newscaster.
Yeah. Miss Piggy, do you have a quick comment?
And she snorts amidst her kind of chastising the president. Then we get one of the best Uncle Deadly moments ever. Says, "Leave her alone, you animals!"
You animals!
Just, oh my God, I want an Uncle Deadly spinoff so badly. Even if it's like a Siskel and Ebert thing where it's just him and Sam Eagle talking about movies. Just,
no, that sounds amazing. Oh my God, give me that show.
Okay, anyway, so. And he'd be drinking from his "When You Work with Turkeys" mug.
Maybe you could have like Fozzie Bear on there, kind of like he could correspond to do comedies. Then maybe you could have like Animals Corner where he gives like bum review style reviews.
And I want Gloria Stefan.
Whiplash, great movie.
Oh my God, I never thought of that game. Okay, back to this.
It has proms. All right. Jesus.
Oh my God, we need J.K. Simmons and Animal to have a scene.
Yes, we do.
Anyway,
Animal, I don't like your drumming style. It's fucking ridiculous, and it's not unlike you.
I just love it if Animal then shout at J.K. Simmons and they got like, okay, cool, it's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, getting off track.
Yes, we are.
So
yes,
Piggy snorts, leave her alone, you animals, closes the blinds, and then she has a hilarious delivery, which goes a little something like.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you're putting me on the spot. Oh, God. Well, at least it wasn't an oink.
No.
I don't have it. I hate when you do this because I try and write down as many Piggy lines as I can.
She has this great line. She says, "I'm a lady, not a pig."
Oh, I'm a lady, not a pig.
And then he says, "Well, look at the bright side. At least it wasn't an oink." And I love the deadly finger, I call it, where he just gives like this little like he's like posing for Calvin Klein's head or something like. Anyways, but always I do love just kind of like just the absurdity of it's just showing kind of a neat satire going on here like this. I'm a lady, not a pig. It sounds so ridiculous that she's trying to You're trying to hide something it's impossible to hide.
Right.
In fact, like, you don't want
subtext there.
You don't want to hide who you are like that. And she does come across the lesson there. That basically, I think after this point, it kind of becomes a little more serious than I'd like it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So after the lady, not a pig, we have Big Mean Carla.
Oh dear.
So she walks our three characters through this really nice looking house with the tree in the living room. It's full disclosure. She has
By
to
law, I'm required to tell you that there's a tree in the living room.
And in the house next door, there's a meth lab in the basement.
And Pepe, I think, delivers the line of the episode, perhaps, where he's like, oh my god, Big Me Kyla, there's a tree in the living room. I don't know why, that just cracked me up.
And I love
I'm so excited about it.
I love she kind of has the Alec Baldwin quote where she says, "Cookies are for closers." And then she, Big Mean Carl mentions, again, may or may not be Big Mean Carl, but let's save the Bates Motel debate for another time. Ian Zerings? Do you know how to pronounce that?
Iron Zering?
Yeah, is it Ian Zaring?
No, I think it's Iron.
Iron. Yeah. I wrote down as Ian, but okay, it's fine.
No, it's not Ian.
All right. Then again, Pepe said it. If he said it, kind of has the accent on it, so we might. Point is, Zering here, right? Zering?
Zering, yes.
Zering. So basically, we find it's Iron Zering's place. And Iron Zering, for those who may not know, of Sharknado fame.
Of course.
All the Sharknado movies, and I mean all of them. And also, he has his 90s star too. He's in Mighty Ducks, one of the Mighty Ducks.
Oh dear.
There's a guy who's, let's just say, maybe not a B-lister, but he's around. Let's see. So Pepe Rizzo, they become essentially Gonzo. He likes the place, but doesn't have enough money for it on his own. Because it's a really swanky looking place, folks. It even has a jacuzzi, which is awesome. But Pepe and Rizzo, being the good buddies they are, and because might be a hot spot for women, it's a really swanky place. They offer to become his roommates, so he can afford the cost. So they can swing the rent. And Pepe calls tips on the jacuzzis.
Well, I don't know. You see, my life is pretty fantastic as is, okay? So I call dibs on jacuzzi.
Carla closes the deal, gives him the cookies, and eats the plate.
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
We get a very quick shot that I love of just Sweetums on a bike through the studio just going, hard!
I wonder if that's stock footage, because he always does that.
I think so, yeah.
He's always right by and saying hi.
It's a nice touch.
Okay, now this is okay. We get some nice stuff here. Let's see. So Sam's reading the apology of the page, kind of going over with her, all the stuff she has to apologize for and address for on the air, saying, "Oh, the page, it was a mistake, nothing offensive, mate. Sorry, anyone, that sort of stuff." And if you can muster a tear, it'd be very helpful. Well, you're the artist. Just do however you want to do it, just if you can. Mm-hmm. There's a tail pun, and the bears are laughing up. I love that the bears have an appreciation for comedy, by the way.
Yeah.
Both of them, Bobo is
Bobo is obviously a bit more sophisticated than Fozzie is.
Yes, I just want to put this all behind me, and then the Bobo's laughing up, and his pig gives him a death glare of like, yeah, I should be quiet now. And then of course, Bobo and Fozzie, Scooter. So he's not dead, thankfully.
No, thank God.
Again, one day perhaps he'll.
Maybe Ken bailed him out of Big Mean Carl, and there's a big redemption storyline for Ken that we didn't see.
I doubt that. But, I mean, if he did die now, I would like Chelsea Handler to be at his funeral. Well, I just want Chelsea Handler to be involved in Scooter's life. I want to see her reappear, but then again, a few episodes left, and I'm not sure that's going to happen.
I don't know why, but I want to see Michael Keaton as Ken.
Oh my God, that'd be so great.
Maybe because it's just subliminally like the Toy Story 3 Ken connection, but I don't know. I just picture, whenever I think of Ken, I think of Michael Keaton, like Birdman Michael Keaton.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, if Animal falls off the wagon, we just call him Kirsten Shaw just to help him out.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, so Scooter, he's getting some pigs.
Oh, don't talk about Kristen Shaw, man. I have to watch the Gravity Falls finale.
Anyway, so Scooter goes by for some pigs in a blanket. He tries to stop himself. Some sausages wrapped up in a little comforter. Says,
what are they called, Scooter? They're called pigs. In a blanket.
I love this though. He just says, he's really stammering. That's what we call my family. Oh, what coming? Okay, this was my favorite part of this. And again, the episode brings them some good classic Muppet stuff in this episode, but still, after this point, so where things drop off a little bit for me.
I agree.
But I love this though. I love Sweetums coming by in lovely Sweetums fashion. And he brings this little piglet with him. And he says, "Hi, Miss Piggy. I know you're busy, but a little visitor for you. Her dad's a teamster, so you have to." I love how nice Miss Piggy is. The Sweet just give him like a little, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we have little Alinda here.
Yeah, this was kind of like the heart of the episode in a way, I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I really like this, Tiki. It reminded me of classic Jim Henson. I really
Sure.
Because it just reminded me of kind of like the high-pitched, kind of cutesy little girl that kind of exposits the moral center here. And that felt like classic, like not precisely Fraggles, but you know what I mean? It's kind of the incidental Jim Henson characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I know an example, but I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Christmas toy. Like, kind of definitely like something from the Christmas toy in terms of like kind of voice-wise on this character.
Not really familiar with that, but
yeah, but you know what I mean? It's kind of the whimsical, kind of nice ancillary Muppet character that you need. That feels like just classic deep cuts Jim Henson. I really like that.
Kind of like a Robin in a way, kind of like a female Robin.
In a way.
Sure.
You know, it's like in that vein, yeah. But the point of Alinda here, just like she, very cutesy. She basically shares her tail story about how she was in gym class and her pigtail came out, and she was embarrassed. But her idol, Miss Piggy, first of all, Miss Piggy, by the way, when this kid came in, she's like, "Oh yeah, get a picture with her." Just trying to brush the kid off. But then she says, "Oh, Miss Piggy, I just want to say, and you're awesome, and you're like the queen." And then again, some fantastic acting on Miss Piggy during.
Oh
this
God,
scene,
yes. If I may.
Before the line though.
Okay.
The movement of her is like kind of the kind of recognizing, like I just left little subtle head movements of like, man, this child speaks wisdom.
Sure.
Okay, then what was she saying?
Okay. Oh, Linda, you just inspired me as much as I inspired you. I mean, Fozzie's tail is out, so is Yolanda's, but I guess hers is okay because it's long and thin. Well, I thank you. I tried. I like to prove that Piggy is not all, rainbows and sunshine. And Linda asks for a two, and she's like, "Tuesdays are Wednesdays."
This is I'm a lady and a pig. I can grunt, snort, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really nice to see Piggy as a role model here.
Yeah, which is really nice. You know, and again, it's like the world. I'm going to change the world. The world's this way. Again, I like that stuff. Again, I just love this Alinda character who kind of embodies some classic kind of Muppet stuff, and just kind of like that Miss Piggy kind of inspiring another person. And that's all working for me. And then we get some gags that really aren't. Again, might be subjectivity, might be me, but I don't know. I think there still might be some structural problems with this, but we'll get into it. So
I think it's a little over the top. The carpet gag.
Oh, this one definitely. Yeah, only Deadpool can pull this gag off.
Oh God. Pepe is not Deadpool.
He is not. He is absolutely not. So, basically, they're picking out carpeting, and they hit some shag carpeting. Some random reason Pepe's naked doing the Burt Reynolds pose just out of nowhere.
I like the shaggiest.
Yeah, only Deadpool can pull off the Burt Reynolds pose classically. Okay. And Stanley actually, believe it or not, did do a Burt Reynolds pose. I'm not joking.
No, I'm not surprised.
No, he did. He wasn't au naturel. He had shorts on, but he was hiding it behind the comic. So it's the image.
So, oh dear God, thanks for that. Okay, so Rizzo's trying to be responsible for about a minute, where he's like, "All right, guys, we got to make a shot for household chores or a pool party."
So they out for the pool party, and they think if we're going to invite, okay, who are the ladies we know? And they say, Yolanda, Janice, and this is funny, though. You know, the beat goes by. Oh, that's it. So, I mean, aside from...
bathing suits and chicas, and later in the night, chicas and no bathing suits.
Yeah, and they realize that, we have actually no other female characters. I mean, because aside from, Denise and Piggy, I guess they're not on the top of the guest list.
I guess not.
Well, Denise obviously she's kind of out of things right now, but sure. Piggy, she's either all automatically invited or she'll invite herself. They figure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, point is, I always love them pointing out the lack of female Muppets in the Muppet universe. Okay, let's see. So then we have, again, this is where it's starting a little mixed for me here, but I love how this was done, though. I love the unveil the tail ad, though. I love how...
Okay, I actually saw this on Facebook like a day before this episode premiered, so...
Really?
Yeah, so I kind of had a head start on it.
But I love how, like, what the production values on this, it looks so well done. Just the unveil the tail and kind of the seriousness behind it. So, I mean, I love the absurdity of this one. It's shot very funny. It's like there's Piggy and Uncle Diddley and just two celebrities, Jim Turner and Rosalind Chow. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that one right. But Jim Turner, Tiki, he's a Deep Cuts member for us because he's done he's basically a big old character actor. He's been practically everything on television, but mainly the thing we know him from, he's done voice work on the Rugrats.
Oh, okay.
And a big episode I can highlight that he had a little voice role in would be Angelica's Nightmare. He was the giant demonic-looking baby brother.
Oh no! Oh God! Don't remind me of that. Oh, remember? That was terrifying. Yes, I remember. Yes, I tried to forget BlueDragonFive. I tried to forget.
Well, that's him looking you right in the face.
Oh God! Oh God! All right.
You don't want to eat me? I'm your baby sister. Okay. Anyway, so creepiness aside, then we have Rosalind Chow, who's a big Star Trek Next Generation actress. She's been in a lot of episodes. Okay, just wanted to point those two out. But I love just like then to cut the Rolf. It says, "And you should, you should care, and you should." Just the seriousness of all the modes there, Uncle Deadly and all of them coming on there. And then basically
unveil the tail.
Yeah, Animal coming on there, and his last one's just Piggy saying, "And you know what?" And as she looks down, there's basically saying, "Unveil the tails," a hashtag unveil the tail. So again, I love the absurdity that Yolanda's informing Kermit of, are you aware of what what Piggy posted? It says that she's going to unveil the tail tonight. And then this gag I thought was hilarious because it's such a realistic thing. I'm glad they're keeping this as a running gag. I kind of called this, and I'm so happy.
Of course.
The network president stops by, even though Kermit will give anything to avoid this meeting. And network president stops by, happy-go-lucky. And I do like this actress that's portraying our network president. I just like the way she plays it. She stops by Lucy, I believe the character's name is. She arrives with muffins.
Muffins!
I call them muffins of doom.
Oh, God.
Think that's appropriate? Muffins of doom.
They certainly have a lot of dramatic weight behind them, so yeah.
Muffins of doom. Okay, anyway, so network president stops by, and she just says she got back from Hawaii. She's got back from vacation because not everyone has the luxury of taking tropical vacations every weekend. So the sponsors aren't really happy about the whole unveil the tail thing, and good news though, the Current points out, it's generating a lot of press, which is good for the show. But the tails are short, curly, and ick, according to Lucy. I mean, look, George Stephanopoulos has been trying to, I'm butchering that, but George Stephanopoulos. He's been trying for a crop top for years. He's just campaigning for that because no one wants to see his Greek belly, according to Lucy. So, with no tail, basically no tail, so we can keep our dignity, and we have our dignity, according to Sam Mewes, kind of backing her up on this.
Sure.
And then Lucy points out to Kermit. Kermit, I love that Kermit, by the way, through all this, I'm not really doing this much justice, but when she mentions Stephanopoulos, Kermit's just going like, well, if he wants to have if he wants the belly exposed, he's very neutral on things. Well, I have nothing against it. But,
Yeah.
And anyway, so then here's the big kind of ball that's been dropped here. Well, if the sponsors pull out, then the money is taken from the show, and which would lead to low production values and no muffins. Worst of all, no muffins of doom. We need muffins of doom, Tiki.
I know. My God.
I mean, we may not like them, but they keep the bread flowing.
We need Muppets of Doom as much as we need Muppet money, which I also forgot to get.
You mean I can't say, give me that Muppet money?
No, but I can give you an inside-out tissue if you want to dry your tears.
Well, I know I could. Well, I know I need them whenever I think of that Deadpool movie because I was so happy I was crying. But moving forward. Let's see. So basically, the ball's been dropped. That's kind of the ultimatum that's been set up. So again, they no tail or else no Muppet money.
Oh God, and we need that Muppet money. We need that Muppet money. Just as Gordon-Levitt stole it all.
Yep. Anyway, so Sweetums is he's adding a tail on the set. His piggy's just gearing up for the whole tail everything. I want to sell this tail, man.
Mm-hmm.
And as Sweetums falls after he adds the tail to the set piece, he's falling down, like tearing down stuff on his way. I was just little Kermit's line says, "Looks like a Japanese monster movie." It's pretty funny. Kermit tells Piggy the news, and there's a risk of people getting fired as he tries to whisper that. Everyone's now onto it. Now the thing's been set. Now from this point forward, now it's just kind of lost traction. It's just like, well, now it's kind of turned to a serious thing.
Yeah, I hear you. And they're kind of trying to turn it into like a big sort of social movement, and it doesn't really work. It doesn't really land, in my opinion.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to attribute not exactly to the idea itself. At first, I just blamed it on the idea. It started out like a neat thing, but then just kind of lost traction. I think it's because of the rundown. I think that's what killed it.
I guess so, because, and that's kind of a problem we've had with other Muppet episodes this season.
Because that's the thing. I mean, talking about it now is realizing all the aspects leading up to this point have worked stunningly in terms of being kind of a satire and being really clever things to point out. But for some reason, from that point forward, it just it randomly just becomes like the serious resolution of well, now we're actually addressing an issue. It just feels like it's wasting our time, even though it's not that much time going by. But if it were more time to kind of distract us with other things, it might be saferly locked into the episode.
I mean, I think there's some fun stuff to be had within the last 10 minutes or so, but I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, again, we still in the run, man. I think some of the gags within that show itself are good, but it's like we're kind of left with we have all this great stuff, this whipped cream, so to speak. We're through the whipped cream, and now we have just the the pie. It's like one of those pies with just purely cream. Now we just have tin left.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the one little thin piece of dough, like a courtesy piece of dough, and that's all it's left. It's like, well, it's bland, but it's
very good analogy.
I'm just saying, Muppets with pies in the face. It's cream with one little thin thing of dough. It's like we're left with the dough now.
And we got another pie analogy on Agent Carter that we'll get to.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway. So his point is I'm just trying to think where you're in. Okay, Animal is they're on the show right now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry. Before that, the Fozzie comes up with the idea that, okay, well, we need a third thing to get us out of this issue, because there's one thing we can't do and something we want to do. We need a third thing. And it's like, Fozzie, it cannot be that simple. Wait a minute, I just got an idea. You're welcome.
Fozzie very funny in his brief time this episode.
So you wanted to point out why she didn't want to get fired, because she likes napping for an hour and you don't mind.
You don't mind, right?
And
also with Piggy, she gives a little inspirational speech. She's like, "But others are counting on me to show them that it's okay to be themselves."
Linda.
Think of Linda and George Stephanopoulos.
That's
all the little people.
Poor George Stephanopoulos.
I know.
Okay,
well, at least he didn't have it as bad as Tom Bergeron.
I love trying to.
I mean, you need to give Tom Bergeron an extra special gift package.
Did you let Tom Bergeron know? No. Sorry, that Tom Bergeron gag is one of the funniest things.
It is.
Okay, anyway, so now it's the night of the show. Animal's playing that. Who tweeted it? Piggy or Kardashian?
This is great.
This was a fun idea. Okay, so and Animal's really
excited. Despite demands from everyone, I am not working on an album. Kardashian.
No, Piggy. Point is, it goes back and forth like that until Animal wins when he gets to eat the confetti. It's a little bit what he's looking forward to, eat the confetti when he gets one right. Sam's warning Kermit, says, "Well, I'm warning you, Kermit, if anything goes wrong, our sponsor." I love the fact that the sponsors are right there. I mean, again, I love a lot of things about this, but it's suddenly it's becoming it's like just the leftover steaks now we're worried about without.
Right.
I'll tell you what it is. I think I finally hit upon this. It's not clever. It's just direct, and it's just straight plot with nothing interesting around it.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like the tacked on resolution with just we're just gleaming what we can from it.
Yeah.
I'll admit I was much more negative on it the first watch, but I'll admit the second watch I'm finding a lot more redeeming values on it.
I definitely don't. I think it's a step down from the 3 episodes that we've been getting. Like we've kind of been on a roll, but we'll save that kind of for the final thoughts.
Sure. Anyway, so these stands were. We got our sponsors here. I love the sponsors just kind of ominously around. There's this big oil, big. I could not tell what the second one was. To use a big.
I wrote it down as Big Karma, but I could not tell as well.
I wrote it down as Big Pharma.
Big Pharma. Well, at least we have the Arma, right?
I think subconsciously I was thinking of Vera Farmiga, but that's just maybe.
Of course you were.
Well, how can I not think about Vera Farmiga? I mean, she's a basic. So Vera Farmiga aside, again, folks, Bates Motel coming soon. Then we had big diapers, in which Sam corrects himself, adult diapers, sorry. And Kermit says, "Look, Sam, I'm going to inform her right now." He goes on there and he informs. Very Saturday Night Live, that's kind of very Andy Kaufman-esque. He's going on there saying, "Well, Piggy, I have to inform you, the tail's really nice, but we legally cannot show. Well, not legally. Our sponsors have told us we cannot show the tail, but he finds a loophole here. Nothing. It's me." And then he shows the little paste on the pigtail, and basically they hand it out to the whole audience, and everyone says, "Well, unveil the tail," going on.
Also, really quick, this was a gag I caught on rewatch. When Kermit first steps on stage and he makes that, "Oh, well, Piggy, you seem newsworthy," and Piggy's like, "Everything I do is newsworthy." Animal's like, "Kardashian!"
I just said
it, Animal.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so here's what I loved most about this part. I mean, just kind of again, I don't think it's strong. Again, the third act just compared to the other two is just weak sauce. That's what it is. It's more direct. It's just not as interesting. But I did like we got an homage to the classic Muppet Show, which I really did like though. I love Joan Jett then appears and she's singing about the Reputation song.
Mm-hmm.
And Joan Jett doing the unveil the tail and all that stuff. And she starts singing the song. I don't give a about my reputation. And while that's happening, I love that all the Muppets are going on stage, and it feels like, again, I think the structure is like a classic Muppet Show episode. And I like that. Like they're being told they can't do something, and they have to figure out, like the Gene Kelly singing the ring, where they're told like, "Well, we can't do this, we're not doing this," and by the end they're able to do it, and they're all on stage with the guy. Like at the end of the show, then the main guest star is on stage, and they're all kind of dancing around them as the credits roll.
Right.
So yeah. I love that homage, and I love that going on. It feels like it's giving me a nostalgia. It's let me reminisce about my nostalgia on the Muppet Show, which I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you a feel-good feeling. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like a little feel-good feeling. It's like, oh yeah, it's got the original Muppet Show. It's nice.
Yeah, it was okay. I thought it was fine. Like I said, I thought the message was a little tacked on and a little heavy-handed, but
that's what I'm saying. Again, how it's like cleverly set up, and then just it feels like forced, even though it's only like a few minutes.
Right.
That's the amazing thing. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm being too hard on it, but those few minutes just do kind of feel like they kind of drag on.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so then there's this bit didn't help either. I wasn't crazy about the Statler and Waldorf gag as Linda's losing it behind him. She says, "I could die," and then Statler, I think, is saying, "Oh yeah, I could relate." It's like feels too serious, and that's what the third act's problem is. Now it's like a serious issue.
At least with Statler and Waldorf, they're being cynical and they're not like applauding and stuff. That's the kind of thing that was really throwing me off with them.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like too kind of played straightly towards the third act here.
Yeah.
Anyways, then we have a pool party going on. There's a little epilogue here. I feel like I've changed. Well, you feel like I've changed North America.
Oh, let me get to it.
Well, Piggy, you changed the world.
Oh, maybe I changed North America and Guam, but the world.
And you look good with the tail on. And says, "Oh, remind me of my days as a tadpole."
Mm-hmm. It makes me wonder if you've kind of put everything behind you, if you've matured a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you looking big picture, Piggy.
Yeah.
Okay, this gag I did not like. I'll mention that. I really didn't like this gag.
Oh, I'm trending!
She says, here's the line I don't like. She says, basically it's a reference to like, I'm going to meet or talk to Malala.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't find that to me, it's because that's a too serious a thing to compare yourself to,
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I mean, the Malala don't run. I don't want to make this political. I'm just saying, Malala's one other thing. You don't want to mix that with kind of your comedy message of acceptance with Malala's thing. I mean, it feels like that's them 100% going like, yeah, we're trying to make this into a serious message we're trying to translate here. We're comparing it to Malala.
But it does not work at all because it's the fucking Muppets.
Yeah.
So.
I'm
All
not
right.
saying you can't just mix something as kind of a shown by comparison how ridiculous this is. It just doesn't feel like that. It just feels like it's kind of they're going like a serious message with another serious message. Like it's not an unbalanced scale. It's like two like trying to be evenly matched. It's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work. That's just my 2%. So anyway, so Pepe saying, "Oh, you'll make a good fourth wife. 1/3 of everything I have, it'll be yours." Ian Iron Ziering is in the jacuzzi with the Electric Mayhem band. I love this where they're saying, so how's it feel? Yeah, your parents know you're here. He says, no, I'm 51. I have 2 kids. Oh man, babies having babies. And animals just going quack to the duck in the jacuzzi.
Mm-hmm.
You're funny. Gonzo is all happy-go-lucky, and he performs a classic Gonzo dive, and he's okay because he hit the bullseye, which was not the pool, but the area surrounding the pool. Everything's going good. Everything's coming up 7 for Gonzo, rolling the Muppet money until a big dramatic moment happens, and a really lovely dramatic moment. The best part of the episode, really, one could say.
I would say by far this is the best cliffhanger that they've had on the series, if they've even had a cliffhanger before this.
I want to emphasize just how impressive this is, because it's the most absurd way. Like, on paper, this must sound like absurd. Like, how is this going to be dramatic at all? How is this going to hold a candle to anything but the way it plays at all? Oh my God, it's Camilla, the Rizzo and Gonzo tell him, oh, well, everything's going well at Gonzo. Basically, they point out that Gonzo, you should look at something. As a special guest has arrived, and it's Camilla, and just like Gonzo going, this feels so serious, so big. Camilla? And then Camilla goes, Papa? And again, then it just cuts. Like, oh my God, I want to know what happens next. Oh God.
It's great. You see, this is why I love the Muppets, man. They are like little bundles of felt, but you feel so you get so invested in their characters and so invested in the relationships.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, this is something like Camilla has barely even been brought up this season before now, but it's just been something that the fans have been dying to see, and I really hope they play something like this for Walter, but more towards the finale. I really hope they're kind of playing their Walter cards close to the vest.
Mm. Hey, you think if they get canceled, they'll let if that happens, you think they'd be allowed to do like a meta send off if they'd be able to do kind of a really good, meaningful message about being canceled?
I would hope so. Yeah, if they get like a warning about it at least.
That's the thing. I mean, I would love, again, it'd be depressing that the Muppets were going to go, but if they knew they were going to go, if they could do some of the rules, like Batman Brave and the Bold, they were able to do that with their last episode. Okay. They knew they were going off. I'm not saying they were canceled, but they were, they were wrapped up. They were allowed to wrap up if they weren't canceled, and they had a really meaningful ending. I'm saying they could do that with the Muppets should that happen, because again, I'm getting a feeling the ratings aren't going over that well. And the fact this is one of these last 6 episodes do have a big importance, because again, if these 6 episodes bomb, then obviously show not going to be removed. And one was a hit. One was it was a good step forward. This one, well, I have more nice things to say about it, but we're kind of
it's middle of the road.
It's middle of the road, which we need strong episodes going forward. It's not helping. So basically, out of our 6 chances here, we're really down to 4 potentials, and one just kind of like we're taking a step, and we're not taking 2 back.
So at least we get a nice post-credit scene where they're playing the Kardashian or Piggy. And, Kardashian! No, animal. I haven't even read the tweet yet.
Okay, one last question. Anyway, so he says he reads a quote, and then just animal. I love how he thinks on it for a moment. Says Churchill. It's just like he knows this instantly. Yeah, it's Vincent. Right. It's Winston Churchill.
No, Churchill said it, but Piggy tweeted it. Oh.
That's the episode.
That was pretty good. But yeah, I think we kind of got our final thoughts pretty much out of the way. It's middle of the road, and at this point, with so few episodes and kind of the stakes of the episodes being higher, we sort of need more than middle of the road.
Yeah, but let's address one thing, because it might be kind of important. I don't think we really talked about it enough. Just the tail thing. How do you feel about her having a tail?
I don't really mind it.
You know what? Here's the thing. I mean, again, it doesn't really. It's, in the grand scheme, that's not big because she is a pig. Obviously, she'd have a tail. It makes sense. But I gotta tell you, it feels like such a meta thing because I did have some sort of reaction to it because it was like, wow. I mean, when this in wardrobe, I did not expect the tail, and it's because we've never ever seen her with a tail, and it's something to get used to. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just something it's something to get used to. It's like I'm not sure I want to see it again.
Well, BlueDragonFive, I've seen Miss Piggy's tail quite a bit, but that wouldn't really surprise you now, would it?
Oh God, you're not taking this seriously. But you see what I mean, though, right? You see what?
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
It's something to really get used to. I think that's kind of the message of the episode is that, even though we either got to get used to things or just like kind of not just like say everything we love about this person is now limited down to this one physical trait, which is the message. And again, that's message that's I think it's well set up, but again, just for some reason, towards the end, we lose all the funny setup we have, all the funny satire and pointing out how ridiculous it's like it's like taking their time getting us somewhere, and then the end is like, well, we're out of time, so we're just gonna just kind of go straight forward with all that, take out the cleverness, just get it done.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is for me. Again, there are some more redeeming qualities, but in the end, it's just you're right. It turns middle of the road in the end.
All right, so let's see.
A great Gonzo Camila cliffhanger. Fantastic.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit of speculation too.
All right, what we got?
Well, we have the 4 episode titles, so do you want to go over them?
Yeah, read them off.
Okay, episode 13 is Got Silk.
Oh, it's gonna be an Uncle Deadly episode.
Sounds like it.
I'm so happy.
Pache is going to be a guest star coming back. Maybe we will see the return of Gloria Stefan.
It could be a continuity thing of like, and now he's kind of latching onto a weak point, the being Deadly because he screwed up with the fashion. That could be like Pache versus Deadly, and that'd be awesome. Forget Batman v Superman. Let's see Deadly v Pache.
Episode 14 is Little Green Lie, which makes me very curious. Perhaps Kermit's up to some, maybe being a little bit underhanded.
Wow, that could be interesting.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Little Green Lie. We can't have Kermit Lie. That's on America.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a scandal, BlueDragonFive. Episode 15, Generally Inhospitable.
Generally Inhospitable.
It must be a play on General Hospital.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
What if we got the return of like the emergency room sketch?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yes, veterinary hospital. Oh my God.
Exactly.
And they need to bring Rolf back into the fray.
We can cross our fingers on that. And then episode 16, I actually really, really like this title as a finale. It's just because ... love.
Okay, well, I think we're definitely going to get some... here's what's probably going to happen. We're probably going to get the Denise Kermit Piggy wrap-up on that. And we're also probably going to get they're going to set up the Gonzo Camila thing next episode. I don't know how far they're going to string along in the next couple episodes, but I think it's going to come to also a really meaningful end by this one, too.
Yeah, so I think we still have some stuff to look forward to. Hopefully it'll kind of like improve. Like we were on a really good track with the Gonzo episode and the Christmas episode, and then the return episode we got last week. But this one, I wouldn't call it a bump in the road, but I would say it's kind of more in line with just the standard issue episodes that we were getting kind of in the middle of the season. We were like, I don't know about this. So. I don't know. It definitely had some strong points, but I think it could have been better. But we'll see. I'm still optimistic that this season will kind of like turn out. I thought the first half of the season really wrapped stuff up well with Scooter and with Janice and everything like that. I don't really see them revisiting the Sam and Janice stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're out of time on that one.
Yeah, but I'm honestly okay with that because I think it wrapped up about as well as it could have. So
okay.
All right, so I guess that's it then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so until next time, when we talk about the Muppet Show Again! Yay! Remember, it's Uncle
by Deadly.